My therapist asked, why did your wife schedule grief counseling for your death next month? Dr. Patterson showed me her appointment calendar on her tablet, where my wife Rebecca had booked 6 sessions starting November 15th for coping with spousal loss. The note section read, husband's passing expected early November, with my name and details. My blood went cold as I stared at the entry dated 3 weeks ago when I'd been in perfect health. I thought maybe you'd received a terminal diagnosis, Dr. Patterson said carefully. But then I remembered you just had your physical last month. You told me everything came back perfect. She was right. I'd never been healthier. My cholesterol was down, blood pressure perfect, even my chronic back pain had improved. Yet Rebecca had been so confident about my upcoming death that she'd pre-booked grief counseling, even requesting specific times that worked with her schedule. This has to be a mistake, I said, though my voice shook. Maybe she booked it for someone else? But Dr. Patterson pulled up the intake form Rebecca had submitted, detailing my full name, our marriage duration, even intimate details about our relationship that no one else would know. The form described her anticipatory grief about losing her soulmate to an unexpected tragedy. I drove home in a daze, my mind racing through possibilities. Was Rebecca planning to leave me and processing it as grief? Did she know about some threat I didn't? Or was the explanation far darker than I wanted to consider? I found Rebecca in the kitchen, humming while preparing dinner, the picture of a loving wife. When I kissed her hello, she held me a moment longer than usual, her hand lingering on my chest like she was memorizing my heartbeat. How was therapy? She asked, and something in her tone made my skin crawl. That night, I pretended to sleep while Rebecca worked on her laptop beside me. Through barely opened eyes, I saw her browsing life insurance websites, comparing payout terms and claim processes. She had spreadsheets calculating our mortgage against my death benefits, investment strategies for a windfall payment. My life had been reduced to columns of numbers, profit, and loss calculations. The next morning, I checked our home security system and discovered something terrifying. Rebecca had been searching for information about undetectable poisons, accident statistics, and how medical examiners determine cause of death. Her browser history, which she thought she'd deleted but our router still cached, painted a picture of methodical murder planning. I installed hidden cameras throughout the house and contacted Detective Ramirez, who specialized in attempted murder cases. She took my evidence seriously, especially when I showed her Rebecca's grief counseling appointment. Killers sometimes prepare alibis by establishing their grief before the crime, she explained. It makes them look less suspicious when they're already in therapy for the loss. The surveillance revealed Rebecca's plan within days. She'd been adding small amounts of antifreeze to my protein shakes, not enough to kill immediately, but sufficient to cause organ failure over time. She'd researched the exact dosage to mimic natural kidney disease, even planted medical articles about genetic kidney problems in my family history. The plan was elegant in its cruelty, a slow poisoning that would appear natural, with a grieving widow already in therapy to process her loss. Detective Ramirez had my protein powder tested, finding ethylene glycol in concentrations that would have killed me within a month. Rebecca had been documenting my declining health in a journal, creating a false narrative of symptoms I didn't have. She'd even called my mother, expressing concern about my fatigue and confusion, symptoms that would have manifested as the poisoning progressed. The arrest happened during her next therapy appointment with Dr. Patterson. Rebecca had just started crying about my imminent death when police entered the office. The irony of being arrested while pre-grieving her victim wasn't lost on anyone. She'd been so confident in her plan that she'd already started the emotional performance of widowhood. The investigation uncovered the motive. Rebecca had been having an affair with her personal trainer Marcus for 2 years. They'd planned to use my life insurance to start a new life in Costa Rica. The grief counseling was part of establishing her devastated widow persona, making it less likely anyone would suspect murder when I died on schedule. Marcus was arrested at the gym, his phone containing texts discussing my murder like a business transaction. They debated methods, timelines, and alibis with the casual efficiency of planning a vacation. One message from Rebecca read, 3 more weeks and we're free, followed by champagne emojis. The trial revealed the depth of Rebecca's deception. She'd taken out additional life insurance policies without my knowledge, forged my signature on documents, even researched funeral homes with cremation services to destroy evidence quickly. Her browser history included searches for how long before remarrying after spouse death without suspicion, and moving money offshore after insurance payout. Rebecca received 25 years for attempted murder and conspiracy. Marcus got 15 years as an accomplice. Dr. Patterson testified about the grief counseling appointment, calling it the most disturbing example of premeditated murder staging she'd encountered in 30 years of practice. I survived because Rebecca's confidence betrayed her. Her assumption that scheduling grief counseling was clever rather than suspicious, that Dr. Patterson wouldn't mention it to me, revealed the narcissism that ultimately saved my life. Some people mourn the living while planning their deaths, rehearsing sorrow they intend to cause. I'm alive today because my would-be killer was so eager to perform grief that she forgot the victim was still breathing, still capable of discovering the obituary she'd already written in her heart.